внимание, у меня коллектив такой, знаешь, уже сложившийся. Нарафаминск, вот, потом Оренбург.
Stand by, Rob. Let me make sure that was Howard. It might have been somebody else. My signal is done. And an hour ago, I was at least about 10 to 20 dB louder. It's dropped. It was a good 20 dB or so louder on the SDR, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe the conditions are going backwards again. Anyway, Howard, was that you? The E2AED WA3FBT?
Lima Zulu, number 7 DV.
Okay, I got you, Danny. Lima Zulu 7, Victor Victor. Very good morning, Danny. We have much better conditions today, much better conditions than we had the last couple days. Anyway, how copy today, Danny? Lima Zulu 7, Victor Victor, Whiskey America 3, Fox Echo Tango.
Good morning from Bulgaria 57 to Sofia, Bulgaria. This morning about 7 o'clock in the morning, -8 degrees. QSL?
Yep, QSL, Danny. You're 5 and 9. 5 and 9. 5 and 9. Very good copy today, but not on as normal. Still, the conditions are a little bit disturbed here, but nice to see you. Stand by. I think Howard may be in there. Howard, was that you before? Victor Echo 2, Echo Delta, WA3FET. I think the conditions are still not too good. It was good an hour ago. It was really good an hour ago, and it's dropped about at least 10 to 20 or 10 to 20 dB from what it was just an hour ago. So maybe conditions are getting bad again. Yeah, that was. Well, you'd have to aim Europe. You'd have to aim to Europe, Howard. That was Lima Zulu 7, Victor Victor, and Rob called in also. Oh boy, my SWR's jumping around here. I don't know what's going on. I hope we don't have the wire touch power again sometime. Rob is here, Mike 0 Kilo Papa as well. So, which way are you aiming? You may want to aim. We may be too short. We're skipping over. You may copy better if you aim to the northeast, Howard. VE2 Alpha Echo Delta WA3FET.
Okay, Jim. I am moving up to the north now, so it might make a difference. And if you're using a wire antenna, I get it. So I guess you're on me. Well, I'm pointing. Rate's 60 degrees, so maybe I'll hear Europe or the UK. How's this, Jim? This will be certainly on backscatter, if you hear me. WA3FET in the group, VE2AED.
Yeah, that sounds good, Howard. Sounds good. I don't know. It's not a whole better, but boy, I don't like seeing this SWR jumping all over the place. I may try it without the tuner and just see what happens, but there's something not right here with the SWR jumping. Anyway, let me see if Danny could give you a call. Danny, please give Victor Echo 2 Alpha Echo Delta Victor, Echo 2, Alpha, Echo, Delta, a call, Danny. Go ahead.
Thank you, Victor. Echo to America, Echo Denmark. Lima, Zebra, number 7 Victor, people, Lima, Zebra. 7 DV, 5 by 5, 55 in Sofia, Bulgaria. Yourself?
Yeah, okay, Johnny, you're about a 5 and 7, 57. And I'm hearing you very good. Orbit 7 Victor Victor V2AEG. Jim, the bands say I tuned across them for a short period and they were very good. And then I had to run out. I lost the ability to walk on my left knee or my left leg due to a knee failure. And I guess it was a long time coming. So now I'm trying to search a method of fixing this, and I stumbled on 3 so far. I had to figure out which one. So anyway, I went to a doctor yesterday. I was in so much agony and pain. It was crazy. I don't think I've ever been, and I just couldn't walk absolutely anywhere. I couldn't walk in the house. I had to sit, and I hate to say this on the air. I probably know, but I had to take the elevator for a week now.
Oh, gee, that's terrible. Well, let me say 73 to Danny, and then we'll bring Rob and continue. But I'm so sorry to hear it. Wow, every one of my friends is having very, very bad luck for this 2026. I won't even go into it. You know, my friend Roberto, boy, I don't like this SWR jumping all over the place. My friend Roberto, Italy 2 Victor Radio November, I've known for many years. He's having tomorrow surgery for a kidney to be taken out. And then Lloyd, and then I have other ones.
Like 0, Kilo Papa Delta, and do you have a copy? You can say hello to Danny, WA3FET. Go ahead, Rob.
Mike 0, Q Papa Delta Mobile, good morning, 5 by 4, 54, 55, in Sofia, yourself.
Very good, Daddy. Thank you very much. Very good morning to you. Your report is
Thank you for calling me. Good morning. Station from United States. Good night for you, and bye-bye.
okay. Thank you very much. You three have a good day, and Jim will say goodbye next. Very much. And Danny, 73 Danny, nice to talk to you today. Nice to talk to you today. Okay, Rob, the conditions, well, it was 2 hours ago. That's right, 2 hours ago. I did a test on the SDR, the same one I'm looking at now in Hack Green, and I was solid 20 over 9 on that, but now it's like S9 to maybe 10 over on some peaks, but mostly S9. It's like 20 dB less, so conditions have gone back bad again. But I'm copying you 5 and 8, Rob. 5 and 8, some QSB up and down. So it would have been a lot better 2 hours ago. Anyway, I guess you heard Howard there with his knee. And Howard, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'll maybe see if I can call you tomorrow and talk about it some more there. I know John, W2 Victor Papa, boy, I don't like the way this SWR's changed. Anyway, W2 Victor Papa has to have some knee issues taken care of too in February. So, yeah, I'm going to turn the tuner off and see. I don't understand why the SWR is jumping over the place. I've never seen it do this before. So something's going wrong up at the antenna, I guess. Let me just check. I think John may be on frequency. Let me check here. John, are you on frequency? W2 Victor Papa. There's a local guy, sounds like down south on 3785. W2 Victor Papa, WA3 FET. No, I guess not. Boy, I don't like this Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, I turned the tuner off. It may be something in the tuner. Oh no, it just jumped up. Something on the antenna. Mark told me about it the other night. He saw.
Okay, go ahead, Howard. And, yeah, I think you're seeing a lot of aurora. The signals are good, but well, Ross, it's coming up. This aurora is just all over the place. It's all over the place. Okay, go ahead. And I think W2 Victor Papa might be joining us pretty soon. VE2AED. How are you doing with Rob that time? Boy, this is terrible, this SWR thing. There's a problem up there. WA3FET.
W2FFT. Okay, I heard W2SFT. I'll just use W2 Foxtrot Sierra Echo. I'm hearing Rob very Q5. I think the band's coming up. But it sounded really good and quiet today. I turned it on just before running to a doctor's appointment. I don't know if you know this, Jim, but I had a ski accident about maybe 40 years ago, and I tore an ACL, and I was very hard on my knees. I used to ski an awful lot and really battered my knees to death. And I now have, torn ACLs, not from tears in both knees, but they're pretty, non-effective any longer. So it's very easy to have a problem and just swivel my leg in the wrong direction, especially my left where I had an almost complete tear. And I skied years after that. I just wore a brace. And about 12 years ago, I was losing cartilage because of a missile to my knees, and obviously that turned into osteoarthritis.
Yeah, stand by.
Cell broke loose, and I went for stem cells, and that kept me going for about 12 years with 2 real treatments of my own stem cells. that were taken from my body and centrifuged and mixed with PRP, and that kept me alive. I couldn't run after the ski accident because of the lack of ACLs. You can really rip your knees death if you try to run or jog. Once you tear an ACL, you've got to be very careful. And many people go and they rebuild it, but I didn't do that. I never could to do that. I should put this amp in auto tune. It's acting real funny. I'm looking at the what I'm on here. Okay, I'm looking at the tuning going crazy, but anyway, I think it's the menu I'm on actually, now that I see what's going on here. So anyway, now I'm sort of rubbing two bones together in one time, and it's been swelling. A turn that I made in the basement 5 weeks ago, and it got into a feedback loop, and the bone started to swell. Bones can actually swell, and so that caused more bone on bone, and there was no way to get rid of it. I started researching everything from additional stem cell treatments to knee replacement surgery and techniques. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. It's a little confusing, and I won't go into the details. My right isn't very good either. In fact, MRI done the other day, and it says I'm at end stage on both knees. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. That's something, Howard. Yep, I knew about your situation there before and going to California, I think, and you talked to some others about the stem cell, I remember. So I do remember all that. Yeah, so, wow, that's really something. Really something. Well, I guess you're going to have to do a lot of thinking about what you want to do with it there. Okay, let me meet Dave. And Dave, we have on frequency Mike Hero Kilo Papa Delta Mobile is on frequency. And there's some local guys on 8785, so that's why we moved up here. But I haven't heard John W. Papa yet. I'm not going to stay too long. The conditions were way better to Europe on the SDR 2 hours ago, but it's not good. It's good now. It's even dropping from start. It hit 15 minutes ago. The signal's even dropped. So I don't know. It looks like conditions, and then there's something wrong with the antenna. There it's like 1.7, and it drops to 1.1. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, over to you, Dave. Yeah, there's no wind blowing at all. It shows there's no wind, so there must be something's not right up on the antenna there. It did get blown to the tower for a week or a couple of weeks there, and maybe the connection came loose or something. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, Rob's on frequency if you want to get a report, and maybe John W2 Victor Papa will break in. But that's it's the 2 Fox Echo, Howard. Dave, I think you talked to Dave before. And of course that's Howard, VE2AED. So go ahead, Dave, and see if you can work Rob there. Mike, or W2 Fox Echo, WA3FET.
Yeah, WA3FET. W2 Florida Echo. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I don't think we're past the solar opportunity yet. That's still a bit of anyway, and I didn't hear Rob yet. I came late. Let's see, M0KPD. If you can hear me, W2 Florida Echo. United Whiskey not as strong as they usually are. Anyway, but I guess it can only get better. M0KPD, W2FSE.
Yeah, hey, Dave, Ron, give us a report again. You got the report wrong, Dave.
I'm not sure the second number. So, give me it again, because I got a crash.
Yeah, did you get it, Dave?
All the time, but I can't get that second number. Sorry, not terribly. We talk all the time. But, yep, just the conditions tonight. It's just not as strong as I'd like it to be. We lost a lot of QSB. I mean, went down rapidly. Anyway, I'll pass it back to you, Jim.
Okay, Dave. Yeah, I'll just tell you. I know you work them so many times with 5.9 plus, but yeah, it's 5 and 4. 5 and 4 there. So are going down. You are actually 4 and 5, and then it went down to 5 and 4. And I don't know what I am now, because I can see I dropped. I have the SDR. I keep it on in the UK, and I'm dropping as we're talking. So, but anyway. Yeah, it's conditions have got lousy. They were like, I thought, wow, I wouldn't have even got on at this time if I knew it was going down like this, because it was like 20 dB better on the SDR 2 hours ago. 20 dB better. So it's just the way it is. But anyway, yeah, it's just bad conditions here. I hope we get out of it. I'll tell you, it seems like if we have one day or a couple days a month that it's real good conditions, that's a rarity, you know. Where it used to be, because we're always pretty good. So, well, yeah, some tuning or something's going, Howard. If my SDR's shaking, we're not in good shape here today. Your knees are up, and I'm tired. So, anyway, let me see if we have John in here, or maybe some others that are going to join on the Breakfast Club here, but I'm not going to stick around too long today with these kind of conditions. So, anyway, John, are you on W2 Victor Papa, WA3 FET? I think he cast it in. I think he heard that. I texted him and said the signals are 10 to 20 dB lower than they were a couple hours ago, so I don't know. I went back to bed. Let me just see. Is there anybody else in? Oh boy, I hate to see this SWR. Now it's holding 0.6, 1.7. Yeah, there's something. Now it's 1.1, and it drops the power down. The SWR goes up like that. So I don't know what's going on here. Is there any other Europe in there? Any other Europe? We got 3 stateside here. Whiskey America 3, Fox Echo Tango. No other. So it's something. Okay, let me turn it back to Rob there, and then why don't you turn it to Howard, Rob? I don't think I'm going to stick around too much here. I'll stay for a little bit, and I guess we'll just sort of rag you a little bit, because I don't think there's much DX in there today. So go ahead, Rob. Michael Kilo Papa Delta, and you're still holding good. I'll look at the S meter on the transmit antenna, but I think you probably dropped some. But boy, I probably shouldn't even be on here. This SWR is going all over the place, so at least it's not going above 1.7. It jumped 1.7, sometimes 1. Now it's 1.1. So I don't know. And I took the tuner off. I figured I don't want the tuner searching all over the place. So I'm just running with Nuno here, but I have normally the SWR is in 0.1 at this frequency, so don't even need a tuner. Mike 0, Kilo Papa Delta, is the signal dropping since we started there, Ross? WA3 FET. His amplifier shut off, Howard. Tell him his amp shut off.
Jim told me to tell you that your amplifier is shut off.
Check the amp. It's shut off.
I probably did, although I'm still hearing you Q5 here, but it's 3. I have low noise as usual. And the atmospheric noise isn't too bad. It's about S2. Anyway, I hope you turn it back on. Don't have an accident and go to the back of the truck. Jim, I've been looking at a very interesting LD MOSFET. I don't know if you follow the markets at all, but Amplion just released their ART4K, which is the out 1 megahertz to 450 hertz. Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, what is that? I hope it was Rob's amplifier that it dropped, and I don't know if you see my signal dropping too, Howard, when it's 1.1 right now, and let me see if it goes bad again. There must be a loose connection. Yeah, it's holding 1.1. Oh, it's just for an instant it dropped, and then there it is. It's out now, 1.7, and see if it kicks back in. Let's see. No, now it's one. It's going all over the place. Now it's 1.1 again. What was that model? The 4K? I missed the letters in the beginning, Howard.
Okay, look at it's an Amplion, Amplion. It's been around for a long time, and it's called an ART4 KO F like Foxtrot, X like X-ray, and that'll be hitting the market. I already know one amplifier. I spoke with Reinhard on the phone today. I don't know if you know Reinhard. He built an amp called RF Kit. And anyway, so that, I know he's looking at it. I called him this morning. He said he requested samples. So that'll be an amazing amp if you could put a pair of those parallel and then, build a nice power supply. You can have an amp with real headroom. And I'm not encouraging anybody to overdrive it and burn out their antennas, but the nice thing is you could use it, you could choose your point on the curve and bias it accordingly, and select the most linear part of the curve when you have headroom, Jim. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. That is the problem with these LD Moss amps, as you well know, Howard. They flatten out pretty quickly. The ones in this amp is the KPA 1500. I know you have also. If they're okay at 14, but I think they're probably better down at 800 watts or so, but they keep flat. Now, the one amp that I even read about that they measured the linear, that Mercury 3 amp, and there's the Mercury something else, I can't remember the higher power. Those amps actually go MD very quickly if you start generating power. They actually don't have good IMD. Of course, but he had the pre-distortion, then you could get rid of that. But yeah, it certainly would be good to have the headroom and run it. Our law is 1500 watts. I usually try to run about 1400 watts here just to make it a little more linear. But yeah, WR is up, and it drops to almost 1,000, so now it's back up to 1400 watts. So, oh man, this is going crazy here. But your amp dropped out. You have to look at that. I've been looking at this new modulation, Howard, the polar modulation at the Flex Aurora. And there's a QMX, QRP radio that's using polar modulation. It's sort of neat. They take the I and Q, which I know you know about, and the I, they modulate the switching power supply for amplitude, and they change I and Q into magnitude and phase, and then they use software and in the digital domain, and then they modulate the phase with a phase lock loop type system. They modulate the phase with you, and then they combine them back together, amplitude and phase, and they get extreme efficiency. But the Flex is only doing 500 watts. Polar being done. It's basically like a Class D amplifier in a way, but not quite Class D. But anyway, I'd like to see them do it at higher polar modulation at higher power. Okay, well, very good. And yes, I remember Reinhard that time, but we won't go into that, Howard. I think you remember that too. Okay, let me check. Are there any other Europe stations while we're here? WA3FET? No, I guess it's not. So let's see, Dave, I'm going to turn it to you and see if you have anything more. I think I'm going to sign Howard and maybe on the phone tomorrow there in Wheatmore. But nice to get on the radio. I'm sort of tired, so I don't want to stay up too late here. And I guess John isn't even coming tonight there, W2VP. Go ahead, Dave, if you're still there. W2FFE. I don't know if you said hello to Howard yet, WA3FET. I think Dave must have left there. I think he saw the band was not good. So, Rob, I'll turn it back to you. And sorry about this SWR jumping all over the place here. We should have got on an hour ago. It was unbelievable to that SDR, but now it's dropped. Mike Kilo Papa Delta, but I copy you perfect. Absolutely. Just like Howard said, you're perfectly cute for the pen, Rob. Yeah, Mike 0 ED, WA3FET.
Very, very good. I'm not going to hold it either. I'm pretty tired. I got a cortisone shot yesterday. I'll tell you, that shot, I've never ever wanted to take cortisone. Never would have. I'm totally against it, but I had no choice yesterday. The pain was excruciating, and I needed to sort of break this feedback loop of, every time I walked, it would get more swollen and certainly beating out the other half of my knee. So I think this might do it, and I'll be okay for just a few months, and I can think out the process I want to go through to get resolved. Anyway, I guess that's life. I had many good years with my knees of great, amazing ski trips. So in a way, I guess this is the price you have to pay. I don't regret it. Jim, I want to ask you a question. I like asking questions, and I know we have an ed here where we often compare only signal strength, and there's a good group of guys on here that all come from different backgrounds. And seeing that, I'm not the boss here, if you know what I mean, and I don't want to be, but we switched this up to something with conversation. What if and work out a system? Because when you go in a round table with a lot of people, it doesn't really make it very interactive, and it gets boring. So there might be other solutions or other technologies to look into. In fact, I was thinking about maybe designing something where you put an interface on your mic line and you push a button to interject, per se, and that button means you have an idea to complement the conversation, and then it would light up a series of, let's say, LEDs or a number index, and I think LEDs would be better, and there'd be a way to identify them. I could stream it all up, and that way it would turn into a conversation. So let's say I talk about a new power MOSFET, and there's a group of us on here, and you hit your button before anyone else, then it would go to you, and I'd say, and certainly I'd have to hear that interval of, transmit, receive. But that would happen, and I know ways that we could do that. And I wouldn't do it to get rich. It's not a get rich scheme. I think it would just improve a round table that really shouldn't be a round table. What else can I ask you? I don't know. A lot of questions. Jim, what do you think of an idea like that, over?
Well, that's sort of like full duplex, Howard, in a way. Ham radio is not full it's like half duplex, but if it could be full duplex, then it would be like on the Zoom call, where you can, you could just get in. So, but yeah, on something like ham radio, that could be something sort of neat that would be different. It would take some getting used to, I guess, but it would be neat there. Yeah. Even the military radios I've used, those man packs and stuff like that. They're push to talk, I believe, as I recall. Microphone and earphone on them, and you press the button, and then you say over and stuff. And so even those man packs don't have instant, can force there. So that would be something, Howard. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm getting tired, Howard. I was on earlier. I forgot to send you the message there. We started on 40 and nobody could. So we did go on 75 at 7:30, and we ended up talking till about 9 o'clock or so. But I forgot that Captain Mike was flying today to Anchorage, but 20 meters was pretty dead with the solar. And so I forgot to get on with Captain, but I don't think I got on after we got off there. he was still flying in British Columbia, but I aimed the antenna up that way, but nothing. Didn't get anything at all. So anyway, I'm going to sign off now, Howard. Maybe I'll tomorrow. Yeah, and Rob would like to talk. He just texted me. Yeah, I'd like to talk about CNC machines. He has a lot of knowledge on CNC machines, so I think you may know some of that too there, Howard. Yeah, it's like if we want to talk, we unmute here. Yeah, we see a light and then we unmute, so yeah, that'd be interesting. Okay, I'll say 73, and maybe we can talk and talk some more about your knee and everything. Boy, I hope I don't get knee things here. I know one thing that I read, and I could do it. They said if you the show, I don't know how good of a test it is, but it's a test to show if you're going to fairly long. One of the tests you do, if you can stand on one leg for 10 seconds, if you can stand without falling over and holding on or 10 seconds, and if you don't fall over, that's a good sign you may live. So I don't think you could stand right now on one leg, Howard, but that made me think of that test. you stand on one leg. Okay, over to you, Rob. And this has been sort of nice instead of just signal reports and getting up so early. The WA3 FET at 1.7. In fact, I don't know, something's going wrong with this antenna. Повыше 80 говорю, повыше, чем на 80 фрагментах.